After 1,000 attempts of defending this damn zombie, and still not getting the last Storm Chaser challenge done, I decided to move on to Dead Island to make a long review going through what I love about the game.
One thing I realized that you get a lot of freedom in this game, like climbing up to these satellites has nothing to the gameplay, and no loot or anything up here. But the fact that you can and jump around the roof is really nice. Also, fall damage feels very odd, and the ability activation is very loud.
It's running like a dream.
The side quests vary from pretty good to man, is this going to be over soon? But the voice acting for an old game like this is very good. The combat is messy, but early game you lack a lot of stamina and good weapons. Luckily when you die you respawn close to where you died at, get a massive health boost, along with your rage meter staying the same, only losing a little amount of money.
After doing many of the side quests, and forgetting to record the first part of the quest where you kill zombies, save the guy, and turn on power for the lighthouse.
Looks like it worked. Come on, I'll open the storage shed for you.
While later I finally progressed enough to do more of the main story.
Don't know what we would have done without you, mate. You got a moment to talk? I got the radio going, but I'm not hearing anything. Either this guy is farther away than I thought, or the monsoon's messing with the transmission. This may take a while, but don't worry. I have something for you to do in the meantime. We're running very low on food and water. Think you can find some?
I'll give her a shot.
Okay then. Don't bother with the hotel. With the power out, it's way too dangerous in there. Check the bars by the swimming pools. Bring everything you can find. Anything at all. Okay? In the meantime, I'll keep trying to reach this guy.
Relaunching the game some time later, and grabbing more footage, I realized that the music slaps harder than an abusive spouse, and sets the tone of the game and adds on to the atmosphere. You can find this one lady on the side of the road asking for help to save her husband. The encounter feels very natural despite being scripted in a way. But her placement on the side of the road alongside the great voice acting makes it a great but fairly simple side quest.
Hey, wait! He needs our help! Please, we were driving to the lifeguard tower when something jumped in front of the car. John lost control and we crashed. He's still there, trapped inside the car.
There are also many survivors trapped in places similar. Like driving a bit more, you can find a survivor being boxed in by zombies. I personally never did his quest line, but killing the zombies with the car is free XP. "11 years and I still haven't saved that dude behind the fence, and probably never will."
I've tried every frequency I can and nothing, mate. Silence. No trace of that guy who said he could help us. Dominic's trying to boost the transmitter, but who knows how long that'll take. Meanwhile, everything you bring disappears in a flash. We're almost down to nothing. I was afraid to even think about it. but I don't think we have a choice. I need you to go look for supplies in the town. Can you do this for us?
Yeah, I'll give you a hand.
The tunnel leading to the town is blocked. Those things are everywhere. But I have a plan. There's a truck we can use to punch through. I saw some blokes pull an 18-wheeler with a broken axle out of a ditch with it once. If anything can get through the tunnel, it's that rig. Guaranteed. Now get to the parking garage and bring back that truck. Once you do that, then we'll worry about the rest.
For what little time you spend in the hotel, it's one of the best set pieces in the game next to a few others further in the game. One thing I question is why there are so many offices, despite being a hotel. One of the minor highlights of this area is you traveling through the pool, then as you progress you go upstairs into more offices. You can see the pool from the windows overhead, showing the progress you made and excellent map design for an old game. After going through the hotel and grabbing the armored car, the characters escape and come outside to a crashing helicopter. Make our way back to Sinamo. He asks to see what you can salvage from the helicopter. This mission is really just a filler mission, where it introduces you to the third special enemy, the generic exploder zombie.
Holy shit!
Careful! Watch it!
Who's next?
If you throw your weapon at them you can pick it back up sometimes. The specials aren't really anything special in this game, though they change the gameplay enough so you don't get too bored. Before that cutscene I got sidetracked, but ended up wanted to show off the bungalows, and how there aren't any invisible walls, despite there not being much here. The fact that you can explore them shows the size of the map, and the water and everything looking so clean despite this being a zombie game, where every other zombie game normally shows the dark gritty rundown end of the world type of style we all know. Dealing with the exploder we find a survivor, but have to deal with one of the more painful quests, an escort quest. Moving on from the filler mission, you have to take the van you got recently, and have it even more armored. Pro tip. You can smash zombies with the car to minimize damage to you, and instantly kill many of the zombies trying to break into the garage. Defending the mechanic's garage used to take me forever when I first played the game, but learning from experience it's really easy, and it felt like it took forever due to the pauses in the waves. Realizing it now, it's a really quick defense. Okay, I'm done killing the set amount of zombies, time to see how the car tank thing looks.
There's one more thing. My daughter can't stay here.
What?
Soon I won't be in my right mind. I don't want to hurt her.
We'll take her to the lifeguard.
He can't protect her. Not like you can. I want you to take her.
Sorry, Bubba. No way.
Hey! Is this what you need? Then give me what I need.
What are you saying, Dad? I'm not going anywhere.
No, honey, listen to me. You have to, honey. There's nothing for you here now.
I'm not leaving you.
Look at me. Look at me. I love you. And this is how I want you to remember me. You promise me you'll take care of her.
She'll come with us. Dad, no! Dad!
Go on now. And don't you lose hope. Live your life. I love you.
Right, now you're ready. Go get what we need, but stay safe. Don't take any stupid chances. You die out there, and our last chance to survive dies with you.
Okay, first I'll say the car itself looks great. All the scrap metal, bars, spikes, and screws all around, though might not be practical, but visually it fits with the world and gritty but bright art style, and gameplay it's the best car you'll get. Second, the part where the mechanic wants you to take his daughter is kind of weird, and the way he flashes the keys even though you could just kill him if you wanted to was cringe. It's supposed to be an emotional scene, but I really don't know these people enough to care. The girl is pretty hot though, and her purpose as storage for gameplay is handled well. Last, how the hell did Lifeguard Man know you were done? He's over back at the tower doing NPC things, but he just telepathically knows cause plot. Finally, after a semi-boring Act 1, getting the armored van, we finally move on to the meat of the game, and probably the best map and part of the game, Act 2. Now that we're here, we are introduced to the third special enemy, the ram. All damage is reduced massively, but has his spine sticking out his back, acting as his weak point. I hate to admit it, but I died way too many times. I would like to admit fighting him. Another nice touch is the guy keeping a lookout. Adding a minor detail like that adds to the world building. It's minor stuff like that that makes the game stand out. One of the reasons the city is my favorite section in the game is the church soundtrack. I'm a sucker for more peaceful music, even though I normally mute all my games due to me not using headphones and a laptop mic. Dead Island sound fits the game so well I have to play it with sound. A few reasons why I find this to be the best map of the game is due to how open it is and free you are, alongside the verticality and what you can climb on. I think this might also be the inspiration and basis for Dying Light. Because of all the freedom, many of the clips will be of me just walking around the map showing off how detailed the map is, from alleyways to rooftops, and you being able to go in places like this water purifier pool thing. The fact that they didn't need to add as much detail to the roofs or add any verticality into the game at all, but the fact that they did makes me love this map even more. This makeshift barricade and walkway above it is a great example. By jumping on a box then the dumpster you can find a shopkeeper who locked himself in his store away from the undead, and above is a wooden walkway that you can climb up to via ladder a few steps away. A A funny thing is how you can heal if you eat apples, snacks that look like chocolate, and sodas. One person on the Steam community tab did a funny piece of art where the characters are just obese cause how much they eat and it takes to heal. More of that rooftop freedom in this clip. Time to talk about guns, how I feel how they are handled in this game, and a quick reason why I think they left them out of Dying Light 2. Because I want to do a Dying Light 2 video eventually, and add more to the thought. The first encounter with human enemies were kind of a surprise, because how you weren't really expecting them this early in the game. And to grab a gun you just kind of rush the first buy then clear the rest out with the gun you picked up. The human enemies versus guns die in one shot to the head, unless they have a mask or helmet on, but it takes quite a few shots to kill a zombie. Next is how obsolete melee weapons are after this point, and when you get more guns and ammo, how you don't need to use melee weapons at all after getting a semi-full loadout, not to mention you don't get hit if the zombies can't reach you, and takes all the tension and thought out of the game, when you can just point and click and win. Despite this, guns work well in the game, and pretty easy to see past the jank. More of that freedom in this clip, with a mix of detail that didn't need to be added, but was added.
Anything useful?
And one of the very few boundary wall things. Another alleyway with great detail, if you look up. And a billboard that looks like it came out of the real world, coming from a 2011 game. As you walk around the city, many goons have taken over the police station, and the way it's shown to the player as destroyed cop cars' radios is very well done, showing the decay of the city, map design, and world building. More plot convenience from Cinema on the radio. There is a normal amount of following NPCs in this game. Also, shotguns are very strong, where you have a 50-50 chance to one-shot an enemy of almost any kind, or just do as much as a few pistol shots. finishing up the escorting, and we make it into the 6th chapter and 3rd major place of the game, the sewers. Now you gotta turn off the pumps to continue and showing the 4th special enemy. The bloater, having very high health, a projectile, and very slow movement speed, alongside a huge hitbox, using guns dose less damage but bladed weapons dealing more damage. The map design mixed with enemy placements makes this one of the better maps in the game, because you won't know if you'll turn a corner and find yourself face to face with an exploder, or hear the screaming of an infected running at you in a tight hallway. The flashlight is very useful here too. Not only does it light up areas, but it clears up fog, making it easier to see. How many games have a flashlight feature of some kind, where it only lights up or doesn't even do anything just to have it? And how applicable is it in that game? What comes to mind are the light switches in Cry of Fear's apartments, though not a flashlight and the lights making a noticeable click, but not doing anything other than that. Running through the sewers or just killing everything you see, you make it to the town hall with many survivors and an amazing soundtrack. I haven't been talking that much about the main story, because right now it's just mainly filler, helping out survivors and exploring more of the island. Like right now in the main story, the main characters put their foot down by clearing out some bandit-infested grocery store to feed the church and town hall. I'll let you know when it gets good though, I promise.
That asshole just said the exact same thing those motherfuckers at the police station did.
Things go to shit, and it's every fuckwit for himself.
300 families. The flushest motherfuckers in the city. It's just like New Orleans. As long as they got theirs, who gives a shit if the ghetto burns?
And they're just playing for their own team. And I think it's about time we did the same.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that we have to find that guy on the radio.
And the lifeguard? We promised to help.
Fuck the lifeguard, man. If not for him, we wouldn't be stuck here like this.
Make the call.
Jen, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Were you able to get anything?
We're calling it off. Come get us at the sewer exit.
Wait, what are you planning to do?
Look, if we're gonna survive, we need to get the hell out of here. No one here is gonna help us.
We're supposed to be the ones helping. We're the only ones who can. I couldn't help my father, but I can help the others.
Jin, listen. The best way to help everyone is to find that guy from the radio. He's the only one who understands what's going on. We're only wasting our time here.
I promised I would get those people food and medicine, and I will, with or without your help. We're staying with the plan, or I'm taking the car and you're on your own.
You won't make it without us, doll. You know it's true. And if you leave us here without transportation, we're not going to make it either.
No one's going to make it if we don't help them.
The girl is right. What do you want to do, Jin? It's up to you.
I want to supply everyone. The resort, the church, the police station.
Them motherfuckers at the police station? Are you kidding me?
We'll supply everyone but the police station. Those assholes can fend for themselves. Then we'll find the voice from the radio. Agreed?
I'll be at the sewer exit. Over and out.
Listen to me carefully.
Going back into the sewers to progress, you can find this one room and Easter egg, if you can call it that, where you can find a pile of skulls and metal pointing out of them looking almost like wings and an orange arrow. If you progress into the supermarket, and right before you go up the stairs you can find an orange skull under the staircase in a shopping cart. Bring it back to the pile of skulls in the sewer, and this happens. Scrolling down in your inventory, you can see it's a weapon mod blueprint that takes 5 diamonds and a military knife. But there's a reason why I haven't talked much about blueprints and the crafting in this game, because how good guns are compared to everything else. Moving on, the supermarket is another shootout with human enemies, and at the end you find your first rifle looting one of the last guys, alongside more world detail and super high-depth signs, shelves full of water, food and booze, also soda and candy everywhere so you'll have plenty of healing, a spaghetti monster meme template, and no, you can't shoot through glass here. A cool but basic retreat from the punks, and smoke so blinding it makes Black Ops 1 tear gas look like more of a joke than it already is. Pushing a load of food into a shipping container, and we come to one of the most awkward parts of not owning a modern version of an old game.
Last one. Load it. We're covering you.
God damn it. They're coming!
Oh, shit. You've got company. Hurry up!
Yeah. As I said in my first video, this is the first copy of the game that isn't on Steam anymore, and you can only get the updated one. So the updated one most likely has this cutscene fixed, but after speedrunning through the sewers you come back to the city hall completely taken over by zombies. Visually and map design changes mixed with enemy placements make coming back to this place great. The ram that looks like it ran through the main door, and infected to follow up, a great, oh shit moment when bashing the door down only to be met by an exploder. The machine gun with unlimited ammo still here, but with more zombies to shoot makes for a good experience farm even though it's very slow, alongside a flag texture bug probably due to the game version. The fast travel map taken down, so you can't cheese was an interesting design change. I'm not sure why the mayor is a thug now despite looking very nerdy-ish. And finally one of the few invisible walls sadly. More backtracking through the sewers, returning back to the nun saying that Jin has ran away attempting to help the punks at the police station taking the car with her. On the way there's more cool upper parts of the city map alongside cinder blocks you can throw at zombies to knock them down even though you can just run, or do literally anything else to get away. More alleyways, and a man trapped in a store begging for help. Back into the sewers for the final time to get to the police station, and a clip of a funny cop zombie locked in an area you can't get into with what seems to be the skybox. Getting into the police station you can instantly see the car that Jin took to get here. You can already tell it's going to be a shooting section, because they're human enemies. But the map designers left a soda machine so if you get low health you can just use $5 to fill your HP back up. And from this point until the last act, where the game throws food everywhere, for design and to make the game easier on the player is a good choice. But it makes almost everywhere you go a cakewalk cause there's free healing everywhere. Save Jin and yourself from another filler mission. And finally the story gets good after doing a few more errands.
Get out! You two, go!
I just tried to help. I tried.
It's all right, love. We're getting you out of here. Christ, what did they do to you?
I just want to leave. just wanna go.
Fuck her, man. Bitch sold us out.
Hey, come on, man. We're a team, right? We stick together.
That's exactly why she shouldn't come with us. We all could have died. She fucking lied to us. I'm not saying leave her here. Give her to the nun. If we could head to the hotel.
She made a mistake. She was trying to do the right thing. Let's just take the supplies back to the resort and get her off the island. She doesn't belong here anyway.
I'll go look for the goddamn car.
And what if she make another mistake?
I don't think she'll be making that one again.
I'll wait here for you.
Well, sort of. Let's clear out the graveyard now for a main filler mission first, then let's move on with Lee's story. Going back to the hotel for a better signal to contact the man on the radio, and we get to the most interesting part of the game.
It's 10 after. Where the fuck is he?
.8 respond. This is the hotel.
Maybe we should try again in an hour.
An hour?
104.8, are you there? Can you hear us?
This is 104.8.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hang tight, 104.8, because we're coming for you, buddy. That is, if the offer still stands.
Of course. I'll call in a helicopter and we'll be evacuated to the nearest aircraft carrier. But first, you have to get here.
We have wheels, we have gas, we'll get there.
Wheels won't cut it.
Well, why not? Where the hell are you?
You see the ocean? That island on the horizon? If you had a high-powered telescope, you'd see me waving to you.
That's where the prison is. Who the fuck are you? A convict? Speak.
My name is Ryder White. I'm a colonel with the BIDF.
Banoi Island Defense Force.
I came to the prison to get my wife.
A doctor, Emily White.
Can we speak with her?
What's that? Come again?
We want to speak to her.
I told you she's badly hurt, bitten by one of the infected. She was trying to help him, heal him. I only know all this because of her.
Listen, you try to soften us up by making us feel sorry for your wife and then promise us a way off this goddamn island, all from a fucking prison? Of course we're gonna be suspicious.
How do you think I found you at the hotel? I'm a BDIF colonel, not some thug in a cell.
So why don't you call your own people? Contact the fleet.
Do you hear how bad the reception is? A bloody monsoon's coming.
The fleet is 80 miles offshore in the middle of the storm. The satellite's down. We're
cut off. Any more questions?
He's telling the truth.
And how would you know?
She's not just a hotel desk clerk, right?
Time's running out. You coming or what?
I guess we don't have a choice. But first we need to find a goddamn boat.
There's no point. This is benign. The prison is surrounded by a minefield. You have to find a guide through to the bunkers inland to Mingindi and find a smuggler called Moen. He knows the way.
Bunkers?
Japanese bunkers from the war. They're mostly destroyed, so you should have no problem entering. They will lead you inland.
All right, White. We're taking you at your word. If this is some kind of con, I will personally take you off at the head.
Trust me. It's us against them.
We'll be in touch.
The man on the radio calling himself Ryder White, while being shrouded in darkness, claiming his wife is infected, but when asked to speak with her he seems to avoid answering, then repeats that she's been bitten and can't call for backup because the low reception. The characters being suspicious, as they have every right to be, have a feeling that something is off, after being told to get a boat and someone named Moen to get to the prison through the Japanese bunkers. Yeah, I know the old island game trope of having Asian bunkers because of the war is a bit cliche. I mean, Far Cry 3 did it in 2012, 1 year after this game came out, and got away with it, so this game gets a pass too. We drive up to the same spot similarly to the one side quest girl from the beginning of the video. Apparently Jin knows where the bunkers are, and knows the way to get to the jungle for plot reasons, but also to attempt to build her a character that isn't just follow the NPC that somehow knows about the thing no one else knows to further the plot. This escort mission isn't too bad because there's the occasional infected, plus it's simp for her because I think overalls are hot and so is her outfit. Apparently we had a Semtex that we got from the helicopter that crashed, and then made into a C4 charge to open this door, which went over my head and I don't remember at all, into a oddly placed sewer drain, but on to Act 3.
If there's at least a chance that he's telling the truth, we should check it out.
You out your mind? We supposed to get the fuck off this island, not hike deeper into the goddamn jungle.
We need Moen for that. Trust me, he's the only one who can get you past those floating mines. Do what he wants, and he'll do what you want. Get him to the bloody lab.
This isn't only about what Moen wants, is it, White? You're pushing us there for another reason.
Don't you understand? Each one of you has had contact with these things, and none of you have gotten sick. Your blood could be used to make some sort of antidote to save my wife.
She's still alive?
They gave us something, some medicine. I don't know what it is. It slows down the process, but not forever. The doctors in the lab could use the antibodies in your blood to create some sort of cure. It may be Emily's only chance.
What the fuck?
Well, what do we do?
We do what's right. We do the right thing. Hona, you are a police officer. You protected those who couldn't protect themselves. This is your path. Jin, you're more full of compassion than any of us. You know what it's like to lose someone you love. What do you want to do?
I don't fucking care.
Well, I do. Time to step up, Logan. You in the game or warming the bench?
Sam B?
Yeah, I hear you. We a crew. We hang together, or we fucked.
All right, then. Let's do this.
Once you find the village, ask around for Moen. The villagers should know him.
I know somebody who might help us out, but their village is really far from here. We're gonna need to take a car.
Splash art looks great like always, and the fact that everyone gets a line of dialogue is good too. Though Ian's dialogue is pretty cringe and Jin's acting like a kid with the I don't care line being shook up after what happened to the police station. And one of my favorite sounds in the gameplay right at the end too. For that the car just happens to be there. Not sure how they got it, but okay. I sort of wish they added something right after going down that drain to build context how they got it. But moving on, driving in the jungle looks visually amazing, and the use of shade from trees and vines blocking light, all the vegetation in stone letting you know that you're deeper in the dead island, a makeshift bridge and flowing rivers, and a bloater, and more of the undead at the bottom. More escorting Jin to the friendly village. A funny moment where she just jogs past a bit of zombies and her getting slapped to the floor and jogging it off like it's nothing. I thought it was hilarious, but the waterfall before all that looks visually amazing.
Is this infection all over the island? Jesus Christ.
It's called Dead Island for a reason, baby. You know the drill. Filler mission to earn the guy's trust. Bang bang. Put the thing into the thing. In the middle of helping the dude out, one of the last special zombies appears. The Butcher, he isn't that interesting gameplay-wise, it's just a stronger infected with more health, and only appears in the jungle, and a few other places not very often. The only real interesting part of him is his visuals, where he looks like a native with his long hair, and sharpened bones as claws instead of hands. Quickly back to the map design. It feels like a bigger, more open version of Shino Numa from Black Ops 1 in World at War. How gritty everything is with its somewhat dated graphics. Both maps look visually amazing. Driving over to the pirate camp to get a boat is a pretty cool scripted explosion. The car also got stuck on the bridge, so I had to leg it across the stream to get there, but luckily the walk isn't that far. More of me just taking in the atmosphere. After all that, you get to one of the longest shooting sections, followed by a tedious boss fight and some funny rendering. This fight is pretty bad, because how the cover works mixed with the enemy placements and oddly placed cover. Not to mention the armored man does a boatload of damage while being a tanky mess, though it's cool you can shoot through the cracks in the wood if you have the aim and patents. And when you bust through the door to get inside, if you are quick enough, you can kill the guy shooting at you before he hits you. Melee versus the armored guy does a lot more damage, but he kills you before you can do decent damage to him, but the explosive barrels do massive damage when he's close to them. Get the boat, get the guy, look at the views, and go to the lab. The lab is probably the more interesting part of the game cause how much is going on, but the cars are not meant for this type of terrain. Get to the lab and clear out the zombies, nothing new. Another really cool thing I like is how you can pull pipes, hat stands, and other stuff as improvised weapons if you don't have anything, or you could just sell them for money to repair your current weapons or buy ammo. Talk to the doctor, he asks for blood, and sadly another filler mission. Then more exposition and another filler mission. I may or may not be tired of all the filler missions by now. A thing I like in games are these moments where you have a bunch of enemies behind bars or something, and later on you flip a switch, or in this case turn on power only for them to be let out, but you can kill them before you let them out so you don't have to deal with them later on. Set pieces like that always give a few points in my book when playing games. It's funny how the camp is literally just down the hill from the lab, a pretty cool front for a native camp, despite you going into it and it's really only just an arena. The infected in the arena are fairly easy if you know how to kill zombies effectively in this game with good gear, and the infected warrior at the end is a thug with traits of an infected zombie, and fairly easy to defeat. Go back to the scientist, give him the sample, help out in the lab again. More filler sadly. Almost forgot you can buy ammo from vendors. Toward the end of the game you either have all the money in the world or hardly enough to get by to purchase the upgrades and repairs. Sometimes you'll pick up a new item and it will randomly replace the one you have in your hand. Not sure if this is a bug with the game version or something else, but it results in me going into my inventory and equipping the weapon I previously had equipped. One thing I wish more modern games did more of is that simple amount of platforming. Like me trying to get on these boxes to get into the gate to unlock the door from the inside. I see it mostly in third-person games a lot, where you have space as the cover button, and the times you do go on things, like the boxes in the footage, it feels just very blocky and stiff, like you're not in control, but a magnet is just pulling you toward where you're supposed to go somewhat, taking control away from the character. This is something I really like about Cyberpunk, especially when you get the double jump, or the long jump. Go and find more blood from a mummy of the tribe's clan. Though the lab part of the jungle is where the game gets more interesting, with the clan being cannibals to achieve immortality, and other lore stuff. The clan's leader and scientist says that's super interesting, making this the high point of the game. Almost forgot to mention the man and his wife in the prison, that it comes so late in the game, where I'm all burnt out and I sadly just wait for the end. Aside that the guy on the radio is back at convently, good timing, almost like it's a Ring door camera lesioning in on your every word.
Come.
I'll wait in the boat, but hurry up, okay? This place is as evil can be, brothers. I thought I was gonna find something valuable here. Instead I get tricked like a stupid kid.
Lamau, you're an ape. So much for sitting with the boat. but I thought it was funny to put in cause how he self-roasts himself and almost got killed a few times only to get saved by a Dark Souls dodge roll. I'll be right back with part 3. My mom's calling me for dinner.